have a good balance, they wouldn't continue to do their work. So it's important. That's one of the things that we teach our students is not only how to work with their dog, but how to care for it as well. Continuing in the line, we have Catherine with her dog Adrian, another black Labrador Retriever. And Adrian was actually raised in a minimum security prison in Iowa. We have puppies that are raised there, about 20 puppies every year, and they have an extremely high success rate. They do a fantastic job for us in raising puppies there. So he was raised there and then made his trek back to Michigan to start his training. And on the end with a chocolate Labrador is Ellie with her dog Jersey. And Ellie is also an instructor at Leader Dog, but she also trains people who are not only visually impaired, but hearing impaired as well. She's one of a very small number of dog guide instructors in this country that are trained to do that. So we're going to let them work their dogs in this space so you can see exactly what our dogs do. And I'll narrate what's going on and how our dogs work as they work along. So we'll let them work their dogs. And you'll see these green mats service as sidewalks. So you have to use your imagination here a little bit. That this is a city block that these dogs are walking on. And any barrier that a dog encounters, they will guide their person around, or they will stop so that the person can feel what is in front of them. Any change in footing, the dog must stop. That's how the person knows there's something in front of them to be concerned with. As you see these dogs walking around, you'll also see some bags of Purina Pro Plan dog food. And we are very proud to say that we are sponsored by Purina. They do supply all of our food to our dogs while they're in training. One of the reasons why we use this food, it's very well balanced and good for our dogs. But also, as I mentioned earlier, we have dogs that graduate all over the world. This food is available all over the world. So we need to make sure we feed our dogs food that our clients can purchase anywhere. So you'll see dogs going up and down the stairs. How many of your dogs would quietly and calmly guide you up and downstairs? While it seems simple in nature, it's very difficult for a dog to quietly move up and down the stairs.
Got a guide dog?
And this chocolate Labrador that's coming right around the front here, she was donated to us from a breeder when she was 9 months old. She had spent actually very little time on leash or having any training. The breeder was thinking she was going to show her when she got a little older and decided that she wasn't exactly what she thought she would be as an adult and decided she would donate her to us. So you can see not only can we take dogs as little puppies and make them adults, grown and doing guide work, but we can also take dogs a little later in their life as well. So you'll see these dogs as they come up to the barrier. Ken's right here in the front. The dog is stopping at the barrier. Ken's going to feel forward and see what would be there. He will then instruct his dog to go, and the dog will choose to take him around without bumping him into the pylon. So the dog has to learn how much distance that is, not only for themselves, but also for the person that they're guiding. We also have food distraction out. We have over by one of our Purina bags a full bowl of food. Our dogs need to learn to work in any environment. Our city streets have a lot of food debris on them. They have bags of trash. They have squirrels that run across the sidewalk. All different things that may distract the dog during their job. So it's important that dogs learn to work no matter what's in front of them or around them. Our dogs do use, we work with praise with our dogs. We use some food rewards and training, but they work mostly for the goal of getting the job knowing that they were successful. So they use a fair amount of verbal praise and hand praise with the dogs when they're training them. Ken's going to be coming around the back here with his golf cart, and he's going to simulate a vehicle as it's driving along the sidewalk, crossing the cross path of a person crossing a street. Our dogs are trained to stop for vehicles, and so the dogs need to be mindful of a vehicle, and the handler needs to question the dog why they stopped. Questioning the dog means asking them to go forward and allowing the dog to make the choice on whether it's safe to continue to go or not. We call this disobedient obedience. It means we've given the dog a command and they have to choose to ignore or respond to our request. And any of you who have dogs know that this is fairly difficult for dogs. We train dogs to obey our commands. That's typically how we train dogs. One of the most difficult things is we teach these dogs to make choices. So making choices in training can be somewhat challenging. One of the reasons why we use the breeds that we use is they work successfully in our program, both because they want to please and because they're eager learners. They also are the right height to do the work. As you see with these harness handles, they need to be easy for the arm to swing free in order to feel the dog as it guides. So you'll see Phoebe here, our poodle, is coming up towards the vehicle. She's going to slow to a stop. Katie will reward her for stopping her for the vehicle. And that's perfect of what we want to see for our